It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome. Where the hell are we?
Rooftop, under an umbrella, on the snowy day in South Florida.
I think that's New York or Chicago.
Chicago.
Am I under an umbrella?
Yes, outside.
I'll be.
It's like a tent.
Welcome to the Midday Show.
Happy what's today? Tuesday afternoon to you.
We should do travel around the country. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Chicago.
Windy City.
And it's cold.
That's like the morning show, and I have the fan on blowing on you and me.
That was crazy. It was just a little bit too cold.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Wow. Ready for today? It's been a day of catching up and doing some cool things.
There ain't. First of all, I'm going to tell you, I have to blame this one.
He's never happy with me, Helen. I just want you to know.
This one. Blames me. I have to blame this one because she told you something, which we're going to find out today because the famous Helen Archer's in studio. We're going to find out today what it is she told you because you have lost your mind.
I don't know if she told me. You know what happens when one person says something and then another person says the same thing? You think, oh, maybe I should be doing those things. Next thing you know, one thing leads to another and we're redecorating.
You know, I understand 1 dimension, 2 dimensions, 3 dimensions, even 5 dimensions. I get that. But when you run into somebody who's running at 12 dimensions at the same time, it gets very confusing. Between what she's buying and places she's visiting, like she went to the Boynton Mall, different things that are going on in here, questioning about the tree. Next thing I know, there's going to be a plane in this place. Why? Who knows? She just does it. Doesn't make a difference as to why.
We had a great morning. We had a nice morning show. We had Lights in the Night came back today with Russell Johnson, so definitely check that show out on Lights in the Night and Amp Media Productions. You had a nice conversation with him this morning.
We were getting tough.
I know, a totally different feel than you had yesterday with Sally.
Totally different feel because I know something about Russell that nobody else knows. And I'm going right at him. And you see the look he gave me when I talked to him?
What an unbelievably smart man.
He is. But the thing is that Russell likes to hold out information that he has. He has certain information given to him by certain things and people and things. And by things, I mean things. And he won't share that because he wants you to work for it. He wants you to work and study and be prepared. But I'm going to come right at him with both guns a-blazing. That's Tuesdays at 11 o'clock. Don't miss it next week. And if you have questions, you can write in to us and we'll make sure that he gets them. He's taking videos, anything that you find to be of the abnormal.
You've got a lot of information in your brain, which I'm always amazed at how much you actually hold in there. Names,
This
dates,
is reflection.
recall.
This is you, her reflecting everything you tell her. She's making it about me. It ain't about me. It's never been about me. It has nothing to do with me. This has to do with her brain, since she met you last Tuesday, is on some kind of overdrive that I can't explain.
I don't know. I'm just waiting to get Helen's camera set up before we bring her over. But it was a really nice show. Nice job.
And more reflection.
It was a nice job you did.
It was a great show, yeah.
Russell's amazing. He ages backwards. I know that's part of the 20 and back he's got, but his information, the man's almost 90. He's going to be 90 in March, and incredible.
I think we'll do the green screen and take Russell to different planets.
That's a good idea.
Maybe we'll be in Saturn.
But you know what he does? He normalizes it as if it's not extraterrestrial in the planets. He normalizes it to this planet.
You know, it's funny you say that because yesterday when we had Sally on here, I said to Sally, if we're on Mars, let's say you come with me, we go to Mars, then we become the UFOs of Mars for the people that live there.
Right, we're the extraterrestrials of Mars. True.
That's right. So this is just labels that we're talking about. It doesn't mean that you're a UFO extraterrestrial. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that definition, and it's created for a reason. That's why Russ's show is so important. Is out there. So we had a little bit of fun, but don't reflect. We're talking about you, the alien.
Why?
No fingerprints. Your eyes don't work on scanners.
True.
You age backwards.
No, I just have a good team. Did you see Pamela Anderson on the red carpet on Sunday? She turns around. They said, how long does it take you to look like this on the red carpet? And she says, I just turn around and this is it. I don't have a beauty team. I don't have a village to put me together. I do all this myself and this is what you get.
Your mother aged backwards. She doesn't look her age.
No, she does not.
That's like I tell you. Things to go,
Well, it's a good thing that we've got Helen Archer of
She
Cosmic
ages backwards,
Astrology
too.
Society. She is so adorable joining
She's
us
frozen.
today.
She's like a giant popsicle.
My daughter was in last week and she says to me, so what do you think's in the future? What do you think my planets are in alignment? I said, you need to listen to last week's show to find out what Helen said. And I said, she'll be more than happy to give you your own personal reading. You just call Helen. So people say to me, you base what you do on your astrologer. Now we're at Christmas and we're at New Year's. And I say, absolutely. And they look at me like they don't know where I came from. But Helen's always led us in the right direction.
You're funny.
Am I right?
Well, you should answer them and says, why don't you listen to the show and then you tell me if I should or I shouldn't.
So I do. So we're going to find out what's happening on this lovely January. We've got Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society joining us as the planets are moving, where I'm in this redecorating mode of the studio. We're trying to flow the energy.
Flow.
The problem with flowing the energy is this table is really hard to keep moving around for sets. So this table has to find a new permanent home because this is the area that gets transformed, but we'll figure it all out.
This table doesn't have flow.
How are you doing, Helen?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
We are doing great. How was your New Year's?
It was good. It was uneventful the way I wanted it to be.
That's right. We saw you. It was New Year's
Eve
day.
New Year's Eve.
And what's happening for the new year? How are we rolling out?
Everything is happening for the new year. We have major planetary changes that are going to be happening throughout the year. Now, today, as I was saying, Mars was going forward into Leo on Election Day. Then it started moving backwards towards the end of November. And now it has moved backwards into the sign Cancer. So it was in Cancer in September, like September 4th, it entered Cancer until Election Day. So throughout that cycle, before it started going backwards, it was moving fully ahead. So what projects did we start from September to October? The projects that we started, the creative ideas and works and inventions, the decorating, everything that started in those 2 months is now being revisited. So that's why you feel that you have to redecorate. The emphasis with the sign Cancer ruling the home is on the home and the family.
So this makes sense to you?
Yes.
I feel like I'm nesting when I was ready to give birth to my children. You know, you go and you redecorate, you clean things out.
And revisit the past, because Cancer likes to cling to the past. So what it means is that all the subjects that Cancer rules, the home, digestion, creativity, emotions, and family, all those issues are now coming to the fore. And I think a lot of us found out over the holidays who really loves us and who doesn't, and family members that we connect with and those we don't. And so the goal with Mars and Cancer is to take all those negative feelings, all those negative happenings, all those fallings outs that we might have had with family members and correct them. We want to correct our relationships with family. Now, some of the positive things are we may have new children in the family, but we also want to redecorate. We want to make the home more efficient, more friendly, more cozy. So we want to decide, do we want to put money in the bank or do we want to put money into the home?
How is she always reading my mind?
So you're putting money into your car, or you're putting money into your home?
No, I personally, because of Jupiter and Gemini, my car kind of deteriorated. So now the issue, and for a lot of people, because Jupiter is moving backwards, so the issue for transportation in all forms is coming up. And are we going to renew what we have, or are we going to start with something new?
And what are you determining? What are you going to do?
I haven't made a decision, and I really don't want to make a decision until Jupiter moves forward, which is in early February.
But you need a car.
Yeah, I know.
So what are you going to do from here to then?
Drive slowly.
Slowly. We may know an Uber driver for her.
No, why don't we take it to a place that will allow you to pay for the car in monthly installments?
Well, that's, what I've been doing.
You have a mechanic that will do that for you for the train?
Oh, a mechanic? No. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. Let's get into...
So people who are redoing their homes, sometimes she's in here and I think, must have a direct connection to the planets for all of this to be happening.
You got a direct connection, all right.
Because it always seems to be where we are in the studio is exactly what's happening planetary. So do you want to stay and repurpose things, or do you move on? We're staying and repurposing.
Staying and repurposing is more in line with the Cancer mentality. We don't like to get rid of things. We like to have traditional things. We like to have heirlooms. We like to enjoy antiques.
That's you.
Let me tell you, the
He
problem...
doesn't like to get rid of anything.
The problem... No, that's not true. I love new things. The problem is if the equipment is fussy, like you just said, your car, I just feel the equipment right now is being fussy. Certain things aren't working, and then they come back to life. The microphones, the television in the lobby, the television in the back, the sound, the this, the sound, all of this. I just don't get a good feel right now. So when you're making all of these other moves, with this thing, with that kind of feeling, I just feel uncomfortable on both ends.
Well, yeah, so Mars, which is energy and activity, is moving backwards in Cancer. It's not in a great sign in Cancer because it rules the opposite sign, Capricorn, in which it's exalted. So in Cancer, which it rules. So in Cancer, it's like, weak. Because we're running more on emotions than mental, considerations.
That's the part that bothers me, scares me.
I do. I run on emotions a lot. Is
A
that
lot
an
of
Aries
emotion.
thing?
Huh?
Is that an Aries thing? You just run on
No,
emotion?
that's really not an Aries
not.
thing. That's more of your Pisces, and you also have Scorpio. So those are water signs, and those signs go with feeling and emotion.
But I do my due diligence, and we analyze what we're purchasing and the
Right.
best deal and what's the right look. Helen's going to bring it all
Okay,
together with throw
okay,
pillows.
okay,
Ever
okay,
notice that
hold on.
throw pillows
Hold on.
are the greatest invention ever?
Yes, 'cause they
can
cover
bring
all
an
the powers.
they can bring an entire room together.
But I don't, it isn't, with her, it's that, okay, so let's buy a sofa, right? There's 27 different sofas, so she brings it down to 15, brings it down.
I brought it
And then
down
at
to
the end
2.
of the day, there's 2. And then it's the color. And she had to go to you. This has been going on for a week. So I stopped even participating because it's going to be what it's going to be.
So Aries has a tendency to want to discuss things. It's a mental sign. It's an extroverted sign. It's an outgoing sign. So they like to analyze people's opinions and then come up with a solution.
Yes.
What color did you get?
Ginger.
The yellowish one? Oh, I like that.
You liked
So
it.
ginger,
That's why I discussed
yellow is
it.
enlightenment. Yellow is knowledge. Yellow is mentally bright.
You like yellow?
I like yellow. I like all colors, but red is the Scorpio color, so I'm more into red.
And you're a
as you can
Scorpio.
see.
Oh, gosh, she's like
So-
my first wife.
So Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer are now all energized by this Mars in Cancer. So now we have to be able to detach ourselves from emotions, especially if they're negative. We have to neutralize them, and we have to start thinking more, and we have to start, now that Mercury tomorrow is going into Capricorn, which is a practical sign, so it's going to be at odds with Mars in Cancer because they are opposite. One is for the home, family, and emotions, and the other one is for banking, credit, finance, and making money.
So
It's a
what
good thing I
happens?
did all my shopping
Well, wait a
today.
minute. What goes on when they go against each other like that?
So we have to come to a moderation, which is the sign Libra and Aries. We have to discuss it. We have to energize the mental part of it. And we have to come up with a solution that's in moderation, that's in the middle, so we don't spend everything on the home. We don't spend all our time working and ignoring the family issues. We have to come together and devote our time equally to both ends. Otherwise, you'll upset the balance and nothing will get done.
Did you hear she said moderation 3 times?
That's why I shop when I'm done shopping for today.
So moderation, and also Capricorn rules banking, finance, real estate, and credit. And Cancer means that, we've let our emotions go, and a lot of us overspent for the holidays. So now is the day of reckoning. We have to rearrange our finances, especially the credit. And also, for those who are investing, the portfolio. We need to be more diverse. We need to be more organized. We need to be more practical. So we want value for our money, and we have to, in some cases, put our emotions and our feelings aside in order to be practical.
Are you being practical?
I don't think she's talking to me.
Does this pertain to you at all?
Nah, I don't know. You.
Now let's go into the next change.
Let's do that.
Now, this is a good change after some years, 2.5, maybe less than that. The nodes of the moon.
The
The
what?
nodes of the
Nodes?
moon. These are not planets. They are intersection points between the orbit of the moon and the orbit of the earth. There's the north intersection point of the 2 circles and the south intersection point. The north point is positive, brings positive change, brings karmic benefits, and enables you to fulfill your destiny, which is now in Pisces, and I'll explain that in a minute. The south node is the negative node. That is karma that is owed. That is things that you did if you were behaving badly, if you were neglecting, ignoring, or putting off doing things, you now have to pay the piper.
When is that starting?
That starts tomorrow.
So people's karma is coming back.
So with Pisces is a very karmic point. Pisces has been in effect with Neptune in Pisces and Saturn in Pisces for the last 2.5 years. Now the node is going into Pisces. So Pisces either evolved and enhanced and their work and their experience. They will now be rewarded for all the positive things that they have done. The things they have done to help humanity, the things that have done for charities, the things they have done for creative ventures.
Or,
Those are all positive.
what about the negatives?
The negative is now in Virgo. So Virgo is the sign of details. So now we have to do the work. We have to do the practical work and organization and making more efficient our processes, bringing out our administrative talents to make things actually happen. We take the ideas, we bring them to reality. So that is the balance between the north and the south node of the moon, which will now be in effect for the next 2 years.
Starting tomorrow.
So the other thing that's happening is a lot of old souls are now being called back to their beginning. They've completed their karmic mission on Earth, or they haven't. And now they will be called into, passing into a higher realm through death. So it's the wheel of death and rebirth is being activated. New souls will be coming into the earth, and old souls will be leaving. So we may lose people that we love in our families, and we have to accept the fact that we celebrate what they've accomplished in life, and we mourn their death, but they will always be with us in our hearts and in our memories, and that's how we'll keep them alive.
You think now more than, because people will say, oh, people pass away all the time. It's a circle of life, cycle of life. You think it's different this time?
I think it'll be, more creative artists, more peacemakers, like, President Carter, who was a peacemaker, just passed. He finished his karma. He lived a nice, long life and was able to do a lot for people. And we should follow his example. So with the coming of Pisces into the nodes, we're going to, whatever intuition, whatever sixth sense, whatever psychic ability, whatever religious feelings that we've developed, we will now be able to do the work that we've been called upon to do.
Interesting.
You know who died today?
No.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. Peter
Oh, really?
from the
So,
band.
so a new era is coming in.
Interesting. A lot of changes.
And
think
then
it's a time
the
of
final change, which will happen in April, is Saturn and Neptune will go into the sign of Aries. Now, this is the sign of the pioneer. This is the sign of the brainstormer. This is the sign of people creating new projects, new ideas, new technology, new medicine. We're going to go into a new age with medicine, new developments, the solving of problems and the curing of diseases that have been around a long time. It's like a new age, but it's also a fire sign. So it's a sign of war. It's a sign of people shrugging off tyranny, dictators, and changes in government.
Do you think with medicine, do you think they'll ever go back to where it was with holistic medicine and herbs and the way we used to cure things? Or we're just going to keep going along this big pharma path?
No, we're not going to keep going with big pharma because it has burned itself out. With Pisces, people like, are hypochondriacs. With Uranus and Taurus, they have a tendency to complain about ailments and bodily functions getting bottled up. So this is all going to change because Uranus is going to go into Gemini later on in the year. So all that progress, all the mental abilities, all the discoveries are all going to filter down to where they're helping people, everyday people, live better lives. But now we have to realize with Mars in Cancer, we have to watch our diet. So we're going to go and re-examine our food and our digestive processes. So we need to eat healthy, holistic foods, get good nutrients in order to make it through this winter. Because, with Pisces also, and Saturn is still in Pisces till April, it has a tendency to have infections and flus and things like that in the world.
Well, you saw we were supposed to go up to JoJo tomorrow to a golf tournament with Doug Flutie, and there's norovirus all over her area. And she says, Sally was out too. She's like, don't come.
I'll tell you what, once you get that neurovirus, you never get rid of it because what happens is every year when it gets cold, it can't live above 85 degrees, but when it gets cold, that virus mutates. And so you get sick from the point of where you have immunity to the point where it mutates, and you have to build up those antibodies to the new mutation, and you never, some people do, but for the most part, once you get it, it's really, really hard to get rid of.
Wow. All right, stay tight. We're going to take a commercial break. More to come with Helen Archer. Give us a call or write in any questions that you have. 888-994-4995, Studio A. She'll even let you know where it falls in your birth sign. But we got to talk about this crazy weather on the other side of this commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Amp Media Productions is proud to announce a collaboration with ABC WPBF, producing high-quality commercials for clients in Palm Beach County. This partnership will leverage Amp Media's creative expertise and video production capabilities with ABC's extensive reach and community connections to deliver top-notch advertising solutions. Contact Amp Media Productions today to amplify your impact in business on ABC WPBF.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, your family, your business, your peace of mind, you need reliable fire protection. Introducing All Fire Extinguisher Depot, Fire Extinguisher Service. Our certified technicians ensure your extinguishers are always ready to respond to emergencies. Before and after, we leave your fire safety in top-notch condition. Join the many satisfied clients who trust All Fire Extinguisher Depot for fire extinguisher service. Because when it comes to fire safety, there's no compromise. Contact All Fire Extinguisher Depot at 786-704-2750 to get your extinguisher serviced today. Your safety is our priority. That's at 786-704-2750. All Fire Extinguisher Depot, protecting what matters.
Breaking news, aliens have finally made contact with.
Welcome to the AMP Media Studios here in beautiful downtown Boca Raton.
In conjunction with True Oldies Radio South Florida, AMP Media Productions is here to help amplify your impact in business and to bring greater awareness to our community. Give us a call, 866-224-5422. We'll see you soon at the cafe.
And like I always say, come on down and visit us and don't be late.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Are you turning 65 this year or retiring and leaving employer coverage? It's your time to navigate the Medicare enrollment process. You have guaranteed issue in this time period. There is no medical underwriting. Everyone has unique needs within the standard steps of the enrollment process. The Marvelisms Medicare can walk you through the best options for your needs. For more information, call Claire Goyette at 561-703-7463 or absolutebestins.com/Claire-Goyette.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
How do you like moving around?
You're funny.
Nice,
I'm the
right?
one that wanted to move around.
You never like to get out of your chair.
That's not true. I can't even like that chair.
Why?
Because it hurts my cherry area. I like it moving around.
So I have to ask Helen, because we've done 2 shows this week already, it's only Tuesday, on aliens, on extraterrestrials, on bialics, on other planets. What things are changing, and now there's this crazy snowstorm in the Northeast. Washington, D.C. has about a foot of snow. They never get a foot of snow. They said people were like in their lifetimes of living there. They've never seen so much snow. I think schools may be closed through Thursday even.
Well, what happened was, as Mars was going backwards in the last 10 degree of Leo, it was exactly opposite Pluto, which is major events, major weather, major accidents, things like that, bizarre, murders and things like that, like the terrorist attacks and everything. And my heart goes out to everybody, and our thoughts and prayers are with all the families. So it was a negative aspect. As far as the alien aspect, that Pluto in Aquarius is opening up that whole realm over the next 14 to 16 years that it's in Aquarius. It's going to open it up, and then when Uranus moves into Gemini and the other planets, Saturn and Neptune, are in Aries, all of that is going to open up outer space and AI and all those, wonderful things that are going to happen.
Yeah, what's going to happen? What do you foresee happening? What information is going to come out?
What's going to spill out?
I don't know. I think as we get off the planet, to the moon, to Mars, wherever, everything is going to become more clear. What it is, I don't know. I mean, nobody really knows. All I know is we need to get off the Earth.
I mean, I feel like
we're in the next phase of man.
We're just like these tiny microcosms of life, yet we all think we're so important.
So what the hell you buy furniture for? We're getting off the planet.
Because we're here for now. We have to be human for the moment. I feel like
We have to be human, that's right.
We have to be human and integrate. But there's so much more out there than this little dot of who we are. This little, what do you say, grain of sand, for lack of a better term? There's so much more out there. And once I think we all learn how to integrate with my people, it'll be a lot better.
I think we'll all be at a higher level of communication.
Which we need.
A higher level.
We need a higher level of communication. Everyone's so inward and about me, and hopefully now we can sort of be about everybody.
Well, so Uranus has been in Taurus for 7 years, so we've been right into ourselves, into our life, telling people, history doesn't matter, tradition doesn't matter, and all that is going away, that we're going to become more outward as Uranus goes into Gemini, as the planets go into Aries. Those are all extroverted signs that are outward. The earth signs, the water signs, they're signs that are more inward, so they need people to drag them out of themselves. So we have the full moon coming up in Cancer and Capricorn on Monday. So as I said, we want to revisit domestic issues, and we want to work on our financial portfolio. Our personal finances need a reboot.
So I think as the new administration comes in, so they say there's going to be a financial reboot.
There
At
will
least
be
in the beginning, I
financial
guess.
reboot, but I don't think we'll see the full effects as far as filtering down to the average American. I don't think that's going to happen before April.
But as you see, time goes like this.
Time goes like this, and so we'll be negotiating, and since, Mars is in Cancer, it's a Cancer country, we'll be renegotiating some of the laws, some of the procedures to make things better and more efficient. So all that is coming in right at that moment, and I think February we'll start seeing some results, and then finally we'll move into the new phase after April. So also weather-wise, with Mars in Cancer, we have to be aware there may be fires, and there's a lot of precipitation because Cancer is a water sign, which translates into snow. So I think we'll have some winter storms over the next 3 months. Obviously, we have them in the winter, but maybe unusual ones because of the Mars in Cancer affecting our Cancer planets.
And the eclipse, you said things are going, like we had the hurricanes over the summer. You said come spring, we're going to be looking at more eclipses.
Yes, we have more eclipses coming up.
So that'll change the weather as well.
So let me ask you a specific question. I want to open up some other territories for the studio, different parts of Florida, but some of them we're nowhere near them, like Naples and Tampa and Melbourne, things of that nature. And what I want to do is I not only want to open up studios, I want to open up so that if it's not being used as a studio, it could be used as a school, as a learning institution. Good idea, bad idea, or not at the right time?
I think it's a good idea, and I think you'll have an easier time implementing it once Jupiter goes forward. And let me give you the exact date of that. Jupiter will be direct in Gemini on February 4th.
Okay, so after Feb 4, you think it's a...
And then the Sun will enter Aquarius on January 19th, so that is your Venus, so that's a time for you to reach out to people. And also, like I said, you need to go back to some of the connections that you made in September and October, revisit those, and, make those a reality.
January 19th. See, I'm going to be abnormal till the 19th.
And then come the 4th, things are going to be
It'll
moving forward.
And then Jupiter will be going into Cancer at June 10th, and that's a positive cycle for the country, for you, for Pisces, and
June 10th.
June 10th, and then you'll have a year of Jupiter in Cancer, and you'll see the country grow, the oil and gas industry grow, and hopefully maybe we'll all be able to afford to buy a house.
Buy a transmission.
Do you know what I saw yesterday on the news? There's a community new house building up in Port St. Lucie, and there's a company that's underwriting insurance for like $1,300, $1,400 a year under new construction, because the new construction, they feel, will not need to be as insured as heavily as the old construction. So if you can afford the new house, they're cutting insurance rates. Oh my God, they say it's 20 to 30%, but most people are
it's only
paying
for that community.
$14,000. That community
But it's
up
for
in
that
Port St.
community.
Lucie. Yep.
And as soon as a tornado comes through that community, it's going to change the perspective. The problem is that you're paying for damage that has happened in Florida. Remember when we didn't have a storm for like 8 years?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we're having these back-to-back big Mama Lucas.
Yeah.
And somebody's got to pay for it. So that's why the insurance has gotten just completely bonkers.
But
Yeah, well,
economics and figuring out different finances, different ideas, it's interesting.
But the object of the game is to strike when the strike is right and be cautious when it's not. And you should listen. I mean, she's more right than she's been wrong. So I'm not one
Have
to,
I been
I'm not going
wrong?
to disagree. Right. Well, I didn't want to say
anyway,
you were perfect
so
because nobody would listen.
so business-wise, when Jupiter is going backwards, it's not a good time to start a new venture. It's a good time to revisit something that's already been started. It's a good time to make a business plan that will be revised. But anyway, when it moves forward, that's the time to get money, to get deals going, and make things happen, which is after February 4th.
So what happened last week that suddenly everything opened up positively,
The phones didn't stop
right?
ringing. It
Like
was
all of a
crazy.
sudden last week when you were here, it was like boom, boom, boom. Did something shift, a planet shift? I think you
Well,
said
the
earlier
node
in
is
the week.
shifting, so the node was like in, neutral area. So new karma, new talents, new abilities, new callings. But it was like the last cycle of Mars with Pluto. And so, yes, it opened up new things because Pluto in Aquarius is going to open up new ventures, new science, new everything.
I think there's a lot of things
It's
that are out there
futuristic.
that we don't know yet. And I mean, there's so many things. Like, look, even vaccines. They somehow release them when they need them, but they're already in the works of what's going on. So a lot of things. What about mental health? I think people's mental health is going to be a little more stable because that's been a hot button.
Mental health, has been ruled by Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. So by April, people should be more outgoing, more extroverted, less worried, less anxious, less schizophrenic or whatever it is people have, mental issues with the node going into Pisces. Hopefully those will start getting solved and people will come out of themselves. But the depression has been also because people just can't afford to live.
It's true. Finances.
So, when things ease up and people can pay their bills, people have some money for entertainment, then people will feel better.
All right, let's take a quick break. Let's see what we've got this day in history. You can find Helen at Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook and now on TikTok. Check out all of her forecasts. When we come back, we'll check with her and see when her new forecast is coming out. More to come, and we'll be right back.
In 1999, President Clinton's impeachment trial begins. In 1955, President Harry Truman announced U.S. has hydrogen bombs. In 1927, the Harlem Globetrotters played their first game. In 1785, two explorers crossed the English Channel. In 1789, first U.S. president electors chosen.
Ant Media Futures Foundation is a non-for-profit organization dedicated to providing college students with immersive opportunities in media production, marketing, business skills, and communication.
Interns will learn professional workflow skills in editing, video and radio broadcasting, public relations, digital media, graphic curriculum, and access to equipment to make a positive impact.
Amp Media Productions is a full-service production house with a variety of shows ranging from the Brooklyn Cafe show.
Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a very busy Wednesday.
Sarah Spiritual.
Right here on the Oldies station, you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Call me Zena.
By example, and that's what I try to do all the time, to teach by example.
You know,
Artist Loft.
Using that term more. Yeah, lofties, yeah.
And Gypsy Soul.
They love music. It's like their favorite thing to go to.
I teach like preschool up to 12th grade.
Yeah, nice.
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Amp Media Productions. Please like and subscribe to all of our shows.
I want to be in first class. Champagne, please.
Giant comfort.
That's good. We offer opportunities to excel in the field of TV film production, social media management, video editing, set design, graphic design, sound engineering, journalism, and many more useful tools to help you land a career in the media business.
To volunteer or be a part of our team, or to make a donation of any size, please visit us at ampfutures.org. Help us to empower college students to create a positive impact with immersive hands-on experiences in media production. Help us amplify the future.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40+ works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Pizza Rica, tasty rich and pizza at 2001 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard or contact 561-826-8663.
Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella. Give me the mozzarella.
Your True Oldies Listener's Guide. Listening in the Palm Beaches? That's 95.9 FM. On the Treasure Coast? You want 106.9 FM. In Boca? It's 95.3 FM. We've got Fort Lauderdale and Broward County covered with 96.9 FM. And you can always hear us anywhere at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
So Helen's giving us some information. Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society.
When does her report come out? You want to tell
I
us?
wanted to find out. You're doing a winter forecast.
I'm doing the winter forecast. It's the third done, and I'll be working on it this week. But I did want to say I went into Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn and told them that they had to come together into moderation between the home and work. So
What does that mean? We have to come to a work-life balance?
we have to come to a work-life balance. We have to renew our relationships with family members, and we have to make improvements. And if we want to redecorate our home, now it's the time. But we have to be practical and not spend too much money. So
Things
that's
to
the
do.
main goal. So now we have Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. And these signs now, Pluto has entered Aquarius, so there's now time for new changes, new ideas, new habits, new patterns, and we want to stay with what we've been doing, but we can't because we're going to get in a rut. Now, Uranus has been in Taurus for the last 6.5 years. Finally, it's going to be changing towards the end of this year, but this has been making you unstable. It has prevented you from moving ahead. You've kind of been either stuck in circumstances that you couldn't change, or you had changes forced upon you from outside circumstances that you had to deal with. So this has left you a little unsettled. This is going to be over pretty soon, so you just got to hang in there. But the Mars in Cancer cycle is positive for you, so you can move ahead and make personal improvements during this time. And then I want to get into Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces. We have Jupiter in Gemini now, so you've had new opportunities. Some of you have not taken advantage of these opportunities because you didn't want to do the work that it took to get there. You've also met new people, and you have to now follow up on those connections and turn them into opportunities for success in the future. Jupiter will be moving forward at the beginning of February, so now you can realize your ambitions, but you have to get down to the brass tacks of the details. You've got to work out the details. You've got to settle down and focus. If you can't do it yourself, you're going to have to find a partner to help you, but all will be well once Jupiter moves ahead. So it's just been stalled a little, so stay positive and don't give up.
How do you like that?
Stay positive.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Positively positive?
We're going to be positive.
No, it's all a matter of what you think is negative and what's positive.
But Helen, she's always got in my head about getting out and networking, getting out, moving around, bringing people together. This has been the first day we've had more crew back in because over the holidays, they went away, they went home, people were on vacation, so it's time to ramp things back up. We got 3 new shows starting this week.
See, the thing is,
wonderful. Which is
I'm not
great.
ramping anything up. I'm on overdrive ramp, and unfortunately, I don't have the crew to say yes to a lot of things.
We do now, though.
Well,
now they're coming back.
Okay, we'll see.
It'll all work out. Don't worry. It'll all work out. So there's, the holidays always, put a hold on everything because people, let's face it, we got to stop working at some point during the year. We can't just keep driving ourselves and driving ourselves. We have to have some entertainment. We have to have some pleasure, and we have to reconnect with family.
Did you get a chance to do that?
Yes.
Nice. What did you get to do?
I got to celebrate with friends, and I have a friend who has a nice family. I got to celebrate with them, and like I said, the only problem is I didn't have a dog this year, but I'm hoping that will change.
Just putting it out there. What kind of dog do you want?
A mini schnauzer.
A mini schnauzer.
2.
Or 2. We heard about a horse rescue. You want a horse?
No, I have no place for a horse.
She's laughing.
You can go to the rescues. I'm pretty sure they have them.
Yeah, whether they'll give them to you or not is another story.
They probably have schnauzer rescues, right? They've got everything
They
rescues.
gave one to Alex. They'll give you one.
He got a big dog, though. He got like a lab
Pit bull lab mix.
I saw, my cousins had one. We were at their house.
Huge dog. Powerful.
Nice dog. Well, I guess because the dog was...
Scary dog.
They take the dog with them everywhere because the dog doesn't like other people. So I guess it's a good thing.
Our dogs are people. They're just little people who don't talk.
Totally changes things. What do you think is going to happen in D.C. starting, 2 more weeks?
I think things are going to be lively, active, debating, changing policy, finding ways to overcome adversity, making things better for the people. The activities will be for the people. Mars in Cancer. Cancer rules our country, and it's going to contact all our positive planets, so we're going to have activity and positive progress.
Do you think the war, Ukraine, Russia, you think we're going to come to an end soon?
I think the world is going to change, and I don't think anything major will happen till April when the opportunity for change comes in Aries. But for now, there'll be negotiation.
Interesting. Well,
Lots
maybe,
of, negotiation and diplomacy.
maybe between Israel and everything that's going on and Russia and Ukraine, maybe we'll actually get some peace. Maybe it's time.
I think once that Uranus moves out of Taurus, which Taurus rules the state of Israel, as it was incorporated in May, once that Uranus moves out of there, there's an opportunity for peace and people getting together.
When is that?
Probably towards the end of the summer. I haven't checked out the exact date. I'm going to do that in my winter forecast.
So every country has, I guess, a sign.
Every
right?
country has a date of incorporation.
Isn't that amazing? So everything is
So does every corporation.
So does every person.
And every person. And every animal. And even plants. I mean, I never plant anything with Mercury retrograde because the plants just don't make it.
The seeds have a, when they start.
Interesting.
Like you, when
Wow.
you started.
Wow, I don't know. Interesting stuff. A lot of things to
Too
ponder.
funny.
It's a lot of things to ponder. It made me think about Russ's show today, thinking like we're all just here as robots doing what we're supposed to be doing as our grain of sand, but there's so much more of a larger calling, planetary karmic calling, that we're all just...
Well, he's talking about not being a robot.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
just the opposite.
So the calling is coming with the node in Pisces.
gonna
Your calling is
change.
coming. You're going to either answer the call and move ahead and be successful, or you're going to deny the call and continue with your ego activities, your self-absorbed activities. That's not going to work anymore. You're going to have to go with the higher calling if you want to move ahead.
You know, sometimes that requires you to go against the grain, to say something that somebody is not going to agree with.
You're not going to please all the people all of the
Or
time.
sometimes you don't have to please anybody because you say something that they think is out of line to say. We have become a country of just saying things nicely instead of honestly.
Some do, some don't. Trust, it just depends on where you are. You know anyone who says things nicely?
Me?
No. No, really, you don't.
Yes, I do.
We all have our little edge, don't we? But we're impelled and moved by things that happen in our environment and also, the planets.
You know, you could take a penguin and dress it up in a $4,000 suit, but it's still a penguin, right?
Yep.
So the bottom line here is truth is truth. It's not making believe it's something else. I don't get you sometimes.
Why?
Because you get offended when I say things a certain way.
I think a lot of people are so, and I'm not saying this about you, but people are so about themselves and moving their robot life and their perfect life, especially where we live in South Florida. It's this perfect little microcosm of
Then it
money,
doesn't matter what you say.
Of the world.
Of the world, but there's such a bigger calling. There's a bigger call to action about humanity and peace and kindness. And I think so often as individuals, we miss that.
So it doesn't matter what you say because it's going to fall into deaf ears.
Well, maybe
But
it's...
see, you're already responding to the higher calling. It's
Maybe
already calling
it is
you.
time-
You're already
yeah.
feeling it.
And I really
Oh, no, this has been going on for a while.
But I know my calling. I mean, I know part of my calling, which is, that's just me. But to be able to share the messages, which is why I'm so glad we get to do what we do, and hope
Yes.
that maybe people stop for a moment and say, you know what? It's not about that new purse. Maybe it's about being kinder to people.
Maybe it is.
That's right. Materialism is out the window. We're now spiritual, we're now charitable, and we're now thinking of a higher calling.
You feel a shift, like I'm hoping there's going to be a shift.
There
In my
is a
gut,
shift.
I
It's
think there's a
happening.
shift coming.
It's happening, but you've been experiencing it too because the node was in the sign Aries, and the node goes backwards. So you've been feeling it directly because of your sun sign.
Interesting.
You've been node.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think when Saturn and
never
Neptune go into Aries, you're going to find that you're just going to be propelled into another realm that you're just not even aware of yet.
And it's in April.
It starts in April.
We got some time, but it's a coming.
I'm never making
So now, we need to get ourselves physically ready for it so we can handle it.
It's like nesting. It's like back to what I said when you have kids. I don't know if Michelle did that when she was getting ready to have the kids. Did she start cleaning the rooms and organizing and moving things? So I feel like this is this cleaning of organization, putting things.
No, you do that all the time.
Yes,
for 10 years I've known you.
Because
nesting.
sometimes I just feel there's a sense that you have to grow, but in order to grow, you need to shift things a little bit to make room for the opportunity.
Oh, this is a big shift. This ain't no little shift. This is like multi-shift.
A little bit at a time.
There is no little bit with you. With you is like...
It's like when you buy a new sofa. Then next thing you know is you need a new chair and you need a new carpet and then you need to paint. So it just grows, right? It's a whole look. It's a whole vision.
Yeah, it's the whole picture.
And now I'm going to tie it all together with throw pillows. So yes, you too can tie your life together with throw pillows. Throw pillows are like the greatest invention ever, metaphorically and actually physically.
I'm just going to keep pushing you in that direction. The tree's coming out, that's coming over, that's going to be built. And listen, I'm all in. I know that in the past, just putting up these brackets gave you anxiety.
I know.
But I'm about to take you to anxiety town. Because if you want to do this, then we do this.
Okay, so no more anxiety. You have to get rid of anxiety because that holds you back.
But that's her. When they start to work on this place, she gets like this.
Because she's seeing her vision come through.
Oh, is that what it is? She's excited?
I think so. It's excitement.
Oh, okay. We're gonna
Just keep Helen in my back pocket. Helen, how do people find you?
I'm on Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook. I'm also on Cosmic Astrologer on TikTok.
And she will do your own private reading chart, and she'll let you know best dates for you for business, for finance, for family, whatever you need. Just contact Helen directly.
Do your own Cosmic Astrology party at home.
Well, I'm thinking we should do a networking party. We talked about this in February.
Yeah, bring some people in.
After Jupiter goes forward.
Which is the fourth.
Yep, and you do a little party. You invite 10 or 15 of your closest friends, and you have a party, and you schedule it how you want to do it.
And you don't have to sit there and let other people know you're reading. You know, you can have like a private space to have your reading done because in order to do a comprehensive reading, you know, you have to have some privacy.
So, and we've got someone to bring you charcuterie, some networking. Ariel will be here shortly to release her new show called The Connector with Ariel Levitt. So a lot of good opportunities happening, and that room will be done by February.
That's right. We have another show starting on Thursday.
Align Mind Body with Nanette Chacon.
Which is a tribute to Jacqueline. Remember Jacqueline? So I found me a Jacqueline. I found a female version of him. And we want to bring that on forward.
And that's good because we want to get healthy.
Thursday at 11:30.
Thursday, 11:30. Check it out.
All right. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. Don't forget, tune in today at 3:30 for a season premiere of Ariel Levitt, The Connector. And you can always find Helen Archer at Cosmic Astrology Society. We will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.